You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling, patent pockets. You take the dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it. It's so funny, get on the block. Hold on, your best hit. The buck stop. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated the...
Yo, what up, wrestling fans? It's me, Team Rai, for another podcast. Now, in this podcast, it'll be a little different for a change. I'm gonna ask my friend some questions about anything. So, my friend, you wanna say hi to all your friends out there on YouTube world?
Hey YouTube, it's Jamin1998 here with another video along with Team Rai.
Yep.
And he's going to be asking me some questions.
Yep. So,
I'm ready.
Okay then. Okay, first question is, are you looking forward to WrestleMania 30?
Of course, I'm always looking forward to WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year, and sometimes the best show of the year. Like last year, I thought WrestleMania 29 was my favorite show of the year. And I always look forward to WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of wrestling every year. So, yeah, and from what they've got going right now, it seems that it's going to be a good one this year. Brock Lesnar versus Taker, Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, and if Daniel Bryan wins, he'll go on to be in the WWE Championship match with John Cena, man, I am botching really bad, with Batista and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, and yeah, it's looking like it's going to be an awesome show, and I can't wait. It's in like 20 days or so, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Time is going so damn fast. Okay, other news.
Yeah.
We discussed this off the podcast. Now I'm gonna ask you this: you have the W Network. What's your thoughts on it so far?
It's been really good. There has been stream problems and it's been glitchy and stuff, but it seems that they're making the problems and stuff fixed, and they've been working on it, working really hard, and it seems to be getting fixed, so I'm happy with it. I knew there was going to be problems, so I didn't get all upset when there first was problems and stuff, but I hope that by the time WrestleMania comes around, there is no problems. Like the first main event and the NXT show they did was glitchy and stuff, and but this week's main event that they aired was perfect stream, so they're testing out streaming and stuff with like the NXT and a main event live and stuff like that, and hopefully WrestleMania has no problems, and I'll continue to be subscribed.
Oh yes. Another question is, are you going to any pay-per-views or house shows in 2014?
I haven't seen anything like that announced yet for WWE. I may travel some during the summer. I know I'm going to be going to Tennessee during the summer to go to an ROH pay-per-view. But anytime a WWE or TNA anything comes to my area, I try to go, and I try to at least get a ticket. Even if I don't have much money, I'll just get one of the cheap ones so I can go, because I just like to go to the wrestling events. Even if I don't have the best seats, it's still fun to go to them.
Oh yeah.
But so far, nothing's been announced. But normally when WWE comes to my area is around the summer till last year it came in September. And normally it comes around August or so, June, stuff like that. But there's still some time for them to announce dates. But whenever they announce the next show, I'll be ready to get my ticket as soon as I hear about it.
That's awesome. Another thing I want to ask you is, do you have any wrestling t-shirts in your closet?
I have a ton of wrestling T-shirts. I have like 7 Daniel Bryan shirts and like 4 or 5 CM Punk shirts.
Damn.
And quite a few other shirts. That's pretty much what I mostly wear is wrestling shirts.
That's awesome. Do you have a lot of room in your closet, or do you gotta like make room?
I just have it filled up in my dresser.
Damn.
I pretty much just have a thing full of wrestling shirts.
Gee. Eventually, you gotta run out of room.
Yeah, it's starting to get stuffed. So I'm gonna have to start putting them in my closet. I normally don't really put much clothes in there.
Oh wow. Okay, other news or not other news? I'm sorry. Another question. How long you been a wrestling fan?
Well, my farthest back memory is to around 2002, 2003. But I've been watching pretty much all my life because my dad watched, and I always watched with him. Like, there's pictures of like baby pictures of me like with wrestling on in the background and stuff like that. And I've always been watching it, and I always watch like at my uncle's house. He's a big fan, and I've pretty much just been watching all my life. But one of my farthest back memories is the 2003 SmackDown ring break when Big Show and Brock Lesnar broke the ring. And I didn't really understand because I was only like 5, so I saw when they broke the ring, I thought there wasn't going to be SmackDown anymore. I didn't think they could fix it or get a new ring or anything like that.
You were there? Wow.
Yeah, and I remember like around 02, 03 seeing like hardcore matches on Heat. I was really fascinated with the weapons matches. I'm always a mark for the stipulation matches, no matter what it is, ladder, cage, street fight, hardcore, or now they call it Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever a match like that happens, I'm always ready to watch because those are my favorite matches.
That's awesome. What's your thoughts currently of the PG for the WWE?
A lot of people say that it's stupid and that, wow, why'd they make it PG and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me because I still enjoy watching it. I know that there's limitations and stuff now that there wasn't back in the day, but they did that so more people, like more parents are going to allow their children to watch and stuff like that. And it's, some people don't watch because they're offended of the Attitude Era, and it's nothing like the Attitude Era because there's not a lot of cussing and like bra and panty matches and stuff like that. But that's what we can have DVDs and YouTube for, to watch old stuff like that. Now the WWE Network is letting people relive this stuff. But the PG stuff doesn't really bother me. I know it makes a lot of people mad, but I still like wrestling, so it doesn't really bother me. But I would like to see them go back to like the TV 14. But if they stay TV PG or whatever, it's not gonna bother me.
I think eventually, it will go back to TV 14 slowly but surely. Another thing is, what's your thoughts on when they had the computer as the general manager for Raw?
That was really stupid. I didn't like how I was at the Raw.
Hello? Hello? Fuck. Damn it. Hello?
Something happened.
That's okay. You want to start over or what you want to do?
Is it still recording?
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll keep going, I guess,
Okay.
then, because
Yeah. Sorry about that. We just lost contact, so I'm back with my friend. Okay, what were you saying now?
what was the question you asked?
Oh, no, I forgot now.
Or what was we talking about?
Oh,
I think it
crap.
was about TV 14 coming
Yeah,
back.
yes. Do you think it will come back?
There's a possibility of coming back, but it's not gonna bother me if it doesn't come back. But I would like to see it come back because some of wrestling's greatest moments were in the TV 14 time period or whatever.
Yeah. See, I've been.
And I know a lot of older wrestling fans would love to see that come back. And I'm not saying that I'm the oldest wrestling fan, but I sort of do miss the TV 14 stuff. I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I did from like I watched probably about 5 or 6 years of the TV 14 stuff mostly, and it is a lot different from today.
Oh yeah, big time. Okay, other news. I'm sorry. Wait, don't keep saying that. Another question is, what's your thoughts on Hulk Hogan as the host with the host for WrestleMania 30, brother?
I think that's gonna be better than Rock hosting that one year. That wasn't that good.
No.
He just came out and did a move on John Cena, and that's pretty much it. And that set up for their feud that would go on for 2 years.
Yeah.
And but Hulk Hogan coming back, I mean, I don't really like Hulk Hogan that much. He's not really relevant in 2014, 2013, and he's pretty much just hopping around and taking whoever's money he can get for as much as he can get. And I would rather see other wrestlers get the money that he's making. Like I'd rather see 10 stars from NXT come to the main roster than Hulk Hogan on the main roster and only show up a few times a year and make way more money than like 10 people combined.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hogan. I mean, with a cheap pop, awesome music, but overall, his wrestling moves are he can't cut the mustard anymore.
Same
you know?
stuff.
Yeah, same things. Just like Cena, you know.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But Cena has had way better in-ring technical matches and stuff like that. Hulk Hogan, his longest and probably best match he ever had was with Ultimate Warrior. It was pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
But like the same moves, like the punch, slam, then finisher, and then that was it. But that was probably the longest and best match that they had.
Yeah. Let's discuss about stipulations. What's your favorite WWE stipulation? Oh, not all time, but or whatever.
My favorite stipulation is probably a ladder match. That's I have the ladder match DVD, and that's one of my most favorite DVDs to watch. And the second one is good, but the first one is like my favorite. And I just like how they try to climb up the ladder and fight and get knocked off and try to reach, and just to see people like that try to just like a race sort of to see who can get the belt first, and or whatever is up there, like Money in the Bank or whatever is on the hanging from the top or whatever. But I also like hardcore Extreme Rules matches. I like to see all the weapons come out and be used and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, what's your? Let me think. Who's your favorite general manager from the past, present, and currently from Raw and SmackDown?
Best old manager. From what I remember watching, Eric Bischoff. He was a bad guy. I didn't like him when I was little, but he did put on some good stuff back in the day, and better than some of the managers we've had recently, like what was that one dude's name that was like a football coach or something like that? Mike Adamle, that guy.
Oh yeah,
that
sucks.
guy was horrible.
No, actually, he was not a football player. He was like the Chicago NBC sports guy. You know, so he's an anchor.
Oh, I meant like what he like was something with sports. That's all I remembered.
Yeah, he's a anchor man or anchor guy for Chicago sports news, because I live in the Chicago area, and he's always on it. I guess he did a double duty, and he was awful for the general manager for Raw. He was awful. I hate him.
Did you know that he was a commentator for the XFL, like the WWF football?
Yes, I did. Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. I just recently found that out. But
yep.
Present, the best one of recent years. There hasn't really been a good one in recent years.
Nope. Probably the best
but
one is
AJ was pretty good while it lasted, but
yeah, she did
that
okay.
wasn't very long.
No, she did okay, but she's better as a current role
A
right
better
now.
wrestler.
Yeah. But I think Bischoff is the all-time better general manager for Raw overall. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite intro music for any company? WWE, TNA, ROH. I love your I love your opinion.
My favorite TNA song is or I have a few. I like AJ Styles' song that he had before he left. Um, like how he had like the Evil Ways song, and I liked Jeff Hardy's. He's always had good theme songs in WWE and TNA. I like CM Punk's song in WWE. One of my favorites of all time is a song he played at the beginning. Shane McMahon's "Here Comes the Money." That was always been one of my favorites because that was sort of like a nickname of mine, J Money. That's what my uncle and my mom used to call me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my ROH favorite theme song is probably Kevin Steen or Tommaso Ciampa. Like those guys just have some really cool songs.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Speaking of
can't really think of too many coming to my mind right now.
Yeah. Speaking of Shane O'Mac, my viewers, I don't know if you guys pay attention. I used the Shane O'Mac "Here Comes the Money" to kick off the podcast, so hopefully everyone enjoys that.
Yeah.
Another thing is, let's see here. What's your thoughts on the return on Batista?
Good to see him back, and bad to see him back. There's good sides and bad sides. Good because he was one of my favorites when I was smaller, but I don't like him now. Like how I was hoping Daniel Bryan would win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan wasn't even in the Royal Rumble, and Batista won. That really made me mad. But I'd rather see other wrestlers come in than old stars. I'd rather see them make stars than bring back old stars. But the only reason I'm not really mad is because one of my childhood memories is about Batista winning at Royal Rumble, or not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, beating Triple H and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really like that he's back. He's had a feud sort of with like Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, like a short feud, but I don't really like him back. I'd rather just see him not wrestle. But or just rambling on or whatever, just sort of talking too much about that is sort of weird.
It's okay. Okay, I want to discuss with you on what's your thoughts on Edge retiring a couple of years ago.
Edge, I gained respect for him after, like, when I was when I was younger, I just hated every heel, but that's what you're supposed to do, is hate all the heels. But Edge is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. He's put on some of the best matches in wrestling history. Like, my favorite match of all time is WrestleMania 2000. Him and Christian and versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys at WrestleMania 16 or 2000, whatever you want to call it. But that's like my favorite match to watch. I could watch that all day for 20 hours straight or whatever. But and Edge just had a lot more other matches that are good, and story or the whatever Edge's DVD is called. The documentary, that one is one of my favorites too. That's in my top 10 DVDs.
Awesome. What's your
It
thoughts?
sucks.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It sucks that he had to go because of the injuries because he didn't want to leave, but he had to because of the injuries. And it wasn't his choice to leave. He had to leave because of his neck injuries. And I was hoping we'd still see more of him, but he's pretty much just been at home, made a few appearances, but I was hoping he would be a general manager or something. But I miss Edge, and I wish he would still be able to wrestle, but I don't think that's going to be able to he's going to be able to wrestle anytime in the future because of his neck injuries or whatever. And it sucks how he had to go, but I like that he was champion in his last match and retained the title and left champion.
Yep. Very good point. What's your thoughts on Total Divas for season 2 for this Sunday coming up?
I can't wait. I was a huge fan of Total Divas the first season. I did a review of all the 15 episodes, and I'll be doing a review of all the next episodes for the season 2. I just really enjoyed it because it was something different to watch than just wrestling, and stuff like that. And it's cool to see what it's like backstage and see what their life is. I know some of the stuff is scripted, but it's just one of my new favorite shows to watch, and I like to watch every episode and do a review on it. And I know some people may say it's sort of like for girls, or that's weird if you watch it because you're a dude, but screw them. I want to watch Total Divas. It's cool to see the backstage stuff and what it's like to be a diva.
Yeah. It's a good show, and plus hot divas. Holy shit, you know.
Yeah, some of the stuff that they do is hot, like swimsuits, and like there was one where like Nikki and Natalia were buying like lingerie and stuff. That was pretty hot.
Hell yeah. And I don't understand that. That's TV 14 and the W cannot be? I don't understand that, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like, and it was weird because some of their episodes were TV 14 and some of them weren't. Like, I noticed that didn't make sense to me. That WWE's TV, like their SmackDown and stuff like that, it's PG, but sometimes Total Divas isn't. But I guess they do that because sometimes they cuss and show like them in bras and like bikinis and stuff. I guess that's why.
Okay, other thing is, who's your favorite diva from the past, present, from WROH or TNA?
My favorite diva of all time is probably Trish. She was a huge star, and it was sad when she had to leave in like 2006, and the same year Lita left, and she was another just phenomenal wrestler. And I say that the Divas division died in 2006 when Trish Stratus and Lita both left. And I mean, there's been some good matches, but it's not been the level that it was years ago. And around 2002 to 2005, that was the best women's wrestling you're ever going to see. And you'll never see wrestlers like that ever again, like Victoria and Gail Kim and Mickie James. Like, some of those still wrestle, but you're not going to see the chemistry that they have with, like, Lita and Trish Stratus and stuff like that ever again, because they're done wrestling, and now Trish Stratus is a mom, and I think Lita is probably going to be slowing down and be a mom soon sometime, too.
Yep. Other news? Oh my god, what am I keep saying now?
Oh yeah, forgot to say, present, AJ. I did like Caitlyn too. I had a feeling they were going to make the Divas division mean something again, but Caitlyn ended up leaving WWE, so that stinks. ROH, I don't really see much of their women's wrestling. They don't really have that much. They have them every now and then, but TNA, I'm a big fan of, like, Mickie James. Oh, wait, no, she left, too. Man. I like Velvet Sky, but she's not really that good of a wrestler. She's just hot. And Brooke Tessmacher, she's pretty good, but there's not really a good women's division in wrestling right now.
Okay, I got a special guy who's gonna come in the call. So hold on, man.
Alright.
In the meantime, tell everyone what you've been doing lately. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me get this guy in the call.
Alright.
Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to get this guy. Okay. Hold on. Lucas? Hey, Lucas. We are doing a Q&A thing. So I'm gonna. This is wrestling a thing. So say hi to YouTube out there.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
And tell everyone who you are.
I'm Lucas Starr. I'm just a guy. I don't know how else to explain myself.
Okay. Okay. This is for both of you. Are you guys going to? I talked to my friend earlier about this, but you could ask this, Lucas. Are you going to any wrestling events anytime soon?
Hopefully I'm going to Payback. I'm not 100% on it right now, but hopefully Payback. That's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Hopefully we can meet this time. I don't know if you guys know each other, but Lucas is on Twitter, my friend, Jamie.
Yep, I'm at the Lucas Starr.
Okay.
And you'll be Lucas. This is recording, so you can be in my podcast, my man.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you're busy, so okay. Let's.
Oh no, I was just watching The Walking Dead. I don't consider that being busy.
Okay. Other news. I botched it a lot tonight. I'm sorry. Okay. Another question I have. What's your thoughts on DDP when he was in WF with that gimmick? Do you guys like it, dislike it, or what, guys? Both of you guys gotta answer it.
It was different, like the stalker thing.
Yeah.
They talked about that one. Like, it was sort of weird.
Yeah.
It was like saying that, like, make me famous, Undertaker, make me famous, or whatever. But Undertaker did make him famous, but he had to quit wrestling in 2002 because of like injuries or something like that. So he didn't really take off in WWE too well.
Nope.
And he probably would have gotten pretty good in WWE, but because of his injuries, like, he couldn't. So he had started the DDP yoga, and now he's probably super rich. He's going on tours and telling people all about it and stuff like that.
Okay, man, your turn, Lucas.
I thought it was a really good gimmick. For as long, it didn't last very long, but I thought it was really good. That, in my opinion, it brought something different to the table. I don't know. I don't think they had done anything like that at the time. I did read an interview with DDP actually today, and he said that that's not what he wanted to do, but I guess it ended up working for him.
Yeah. Okay, guys. What's your thoughts on Chris Benoit kill his son, his wife, and himself at the around that pay-per-view time? So one of you guys could go first, one at a time, please.
What was the question?
What's your thoughts on Chris Benoit kill himself, his wife, and his son during that pay-per-view time in 2007? One of a time, guys.
I personally thought it was kind of messed up at the time. Even though I was kind of young and I didn't really understand like what was going on, but in my head I was still like, that's something you don't do. And I guess honestly, I believe we'll never honestly know why he truly did it. If it was, as they say, roid rage, or it was very sad though. I remember watching the Raw the next night, and just how somber it was with the empty arena and Vince McMahon in there talking about how it was supposed to be the demise of the McMahon character, and rarely does life imitate art, but in that case it had. So I think it's very sad. I do wish he was still around. He was a great wrestler. That's my thoughts.
Um, I think that what he did was messed up, but you have to respect him for being a wrestler. He's one of the best technical wrestlers in all of wrestling, and he's one of my favorites. I do respect him for being a wrestler, but I do not respect what he did to his family. But he was not in the right state of mind. I mean, like, who would really do that? I don't think that he would just really just do that. So if it might have been drugs or something really was wrong with his brain, like Christopher Nowinski, another wrestler who came like to started doing brain stuff, said that he had like the brain of an 80-year-old man or something like that with Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
and that's really bad. It's because of like so many concussions and doing the flying headbutt and stuff like that, and that really tears up your brain and stuff like that. And there was stuff like when Eddie died, that just made it a lot worse. And he was like writing in like a book or something like that about Eddie's dead and going to some other place and with some lady and someone's parents died. It is weird. I've watched a lot of videos and documentaries and stuff, and just like shoot interviews and stories and stuff about it. But I know a lot of people think that it's a bad thing, and it is a bad thing. But I'm happy that WWE Network shows him, because they couldn't just not show him if they're gonna say all pay-per-views and leave out him, and that wouldn't be all pay-per-views. That'd be sort of messed up. To even though he did the stuff that was bad, they shouldn't acknowledge that anything like that. But you can't just erase him from history, and that's pretty much what I gotta say on it. I do miss Chris Benoit, and I was little at the time too, and I was confused because I remember seeing Vince McMahon blown up in the thing, in the limo or whatever, and I was confused because they were showing Chris Benoit footage, and this was before that they just knew that he was dead. They didn't know that he murdered his family, and then after that, never spoke of again, and till now that he's on the network. And I wonder if what they showed, like the empty arena, was that before Raw and they had the show, because I don't know if they just like canceled Raw and they made all the people that paid just not get a Raw. Do you know anything about that, either one of you guys?
From what I read, like that night, that was supposed to be like the funeral of Mr. McMahon that night, and I guess they had like a hearse and everything decorated on the set for the show, and I guess they ended up just canceling the show and giving refunds to the people who weren't there. That's what I remember reading.
Okay, guys. Other news. I'm screwing up tonight, but it don't matter. What's your thoughts on maybe the possibility unify the IC belt and US belt maybe at Mania? Do you think it could happen? Will it happen, or would you like to see it happen? One of you guys go first.
I'd like to see it, but would we call it the IC belt or the US belt? What name would it fall under? I think it should
probably the Intercontinental, because it was more prestigious.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I think that they need to put the title back to how it was, like giving it to the so-called workhorse of the company and stuff like that. That's what they do with the title again.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I do like that they had multiple belts to make people stars. But back when they had only the belts, like one mid-card belt, the one main belt, that made people become even more bigger stars than, say, like, Santino holding the United States was just stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels holding the Intercontinental Championship, that showed that they're coming up soon or whatever. Like, that showed, like, a long time ago, like, not really a long time ago, probably around 90s to early 2000s, when you got a mid-card title and you had a good run with it, you were going to be a star soon. Like Edge, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Triple H, Chris Benoit, Even John Cena, like he had the United States for a little bit. Just numerous wrestlers held mid card titles, and then may have not been right after, but they went on to be huge stars. Like CM Punk, he had the Intercontinental title, and he's one of the biggest stars. Daniel Bryan at the United States, but back in the day, it was sort of more of a thing. I'm trying to think of other wrestlers. I don't know if I said Stone Cold and The Rock, but those were two of the main ones that held like the Intercontinental title and became mega stars. And I would like to see them unify it because it would be able to help. Even though two belts helps elevate stars, one belt will help elevate one star more than the two belts would for the two people. And I was thinking they were going to unify them soon anyways, because there was an article months ago that was saying like they talking about what would happen if they unified it, and Big E and Dean Ambrose were talking about it. But if they do it, that would be cool. But I don't think they will because Big E is in that Andre the Giant Battle Royal thing, and Dean Ambrose is probably, from what it seems like, the Shield is probably going to be breaking up soon, and they may all have a match for the belt. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Other questions I want to ask you, you guys. I'm sorry, damn it. See here. Has any of you guys love to be on TV for any pay-per-views or Raw? I love your feedback, guys.
What'd you say?
Will you ever like to be on TV on Raw or pay-per-views if you can?
Yeah, I would love that, but wrestling doesn't come to my area very much, and I try to go as often as I can. But yeah, anytime I go, I would want to be on TV. That'd be sort of dumb if you didn't want to be on TV when you went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been on a few times. I've been fortunate enough to get seats right behind the announcers, so that they're always
Sweet.
They're always doing shots like right there, and it's really cool. And I went to Chicago this couple Monday or whenever they were in Chicago, and I haven't watched the full show yet, but I've seen myself a few times. I was like right off to the side, so that was pretty cool. It's really, I've learned to just ask if I can take seats, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to just take somebody's seats when they're not there and be on TV. So
wait, so you're allowed to just ask if you can take a seat? What do you mean by that?
well, like if you buy a ticket, like I was sitting like over to the side, and there was like 4 seats in the front row, and I just security guard. I was like, hey, can I sit here until somebody gets here? They're like, sure, and nobody ever came. So just if you're getting floor seats, just ask. It's it never hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were saying like you asked like some dude that was sitting in front row if you could just have his seat. I was confused, but now I get what you were saying.
Oh no, I wish.
Hey guys, another question I'd like to ask you: what would be a great place for WrestleMania in the future for WrestleMania? For example, 32 and 33. You guys could go first.
I heard they're gonna do 32 in Houston. They already announced that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's the Dallas.
Oh, I think the Jim and I said it was in Houston, but I guess it is in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, Jerry Jones Stadium. Yep.
Oh, for 33, I would want it to come to my area, but that's I wouldn't really want it to because there is no big arena in my area. So, but I want it to come somewhere where it's a drivable distance or something. Because one day I want to go to a WrestleMania because that's my dream to go to WrestleMania or whatever. And that's pretty much probably every wrestling fan's dream if you haven't already been. And I'm hoping sometime, like when I'm older, it can come around to closer states to me than farther out, like how it is for New York and California next year or whatever. And New Orleans this year, but hopefully one day I'll be able to go. And yeah,
Okay,
Uh,
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd like to see it in Dallas. Obviously, with they've kind of planned on having it there for a while, I guess. Chicago would be another great place to have it again. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get it. Well, I think we'll get it, but it's just a matter of where they would put it because the Allstate Arena is really small for a main event, and they don't really want to do arenas anymore. United Center holds a little bit more people, but I don't think a big enough. If they did it in Chicago, they'd have to move it to like May, I believe. It would be up in the air for Chicago, but I'd love to see it in Chicago again.
they gotta work around places if they're gonna pick a big open dome, or not really dome. It's not dome if it's open, a stadium, and they gotta have it worked out where they gotta trust the weather, where it's not gonna be freezing cold or raining or snowing or anything like that.
Right.
Like California, Texas, they have like the same weather all year, and my area has just random weather all the time, and you don't know when it's gonna rain or what. Like California, most of the time is pretty much dry and the same weather most throughout the year, and pretty much the same thing with like most of the places they've been going recently, like Florida for 28 or whatever, that has like the same warm weather all year and stuff like that. And they gotta be careful that they don't, like last year's WrestleMania was almost ruined because it was raining, but it wasn't a hard rain, I don't think. But that could have messed out like the whole stage and everything. But I don't know if they'll be going back to a place like that anytime soon because of WrestleMania 29. It wasn't a big disaster, but it did rain on the fans.
Yeah, it could have been terrible. So
Yeah.
but like I said, I'd like to see it in Chicago.
Hell yeah.
We've always what I listen to a lot of podcasts like Colt Cabana and Stone Cold and stuff.
Yeah.
And they all the
Me
wrestlers always say that Chicago is one of their favorite places to wrestle. So, and
It's because of the crowd is so
yeah,
into the show. Chicago's always a good crowd.
we're crazy.
Hell yeah. Or they could go Indianapolis. They haven't been there since WrestleMania.
8.
Yeah, they're way overdue.
Yeah, that's true.
So either or doesn't matter for me. But another question I have for you guys is a wrestling related course. Is who is the sexiest diva for WWE or TNA? Love your thoughts.
WWE's definitely got to be Tori Wilson. She's got the best body of all the divas probably that I've seen, and sucks that she's not with the company. But while she was always showing her body off, and it was great. And TNA Velvet Sky is probably the hottest one in there right now, and she is pretty hot. And people have been telling her to do Playboy, but she never did it, and she says she doesn't want to. But
She will.
yeah, hopefully she will. But Tori Wilson did it, and it was great. But sounds a little pervy, but
Yeah, we're guys. Big deal.
Yeah. I don't know. This is like asking a pope to pick his favorite nun or something like that. I don't know. I do agree with Tori Wilson. She was always one of my favorites. I always thought
Trish was a good one.
Trish, yeah, and I thought Ashley Massaro.
Yeah, she was pretty hot.
Yeah,
She follows me on Twitter.
she does.
Yeah.
You lucky son of a bitch. For TNA, I'd have to say Taryn Terrell.
Yeah, she's pretty hot, but now
I
she had
don't
a kid, so.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't care. I like kids. I'd marry her.
You're a kid person.
Hey, sometimes you know.
Gotta
Hey.
make sacrifices.
Okay, guys, what's your thoughts on maybe the possibility that Christian's leaving WWE again?
I think he should go to TNA. Like, they'd appreciate him better than WWE does. how he just comes back, loses a little bit. Like TNA, he was used really good, and he had some phenomenal matches, and he had good matches in WWE too. But like they used him more. He was more not really more of a bigger star because WWE's always gonna have the bigger stars, but he was a champion and they used him more better than WWE did. Like he had some mid card titles, and now that when he's came back again, that he has held like the world title, but he's never been a main guy. But in TNA, he was like the main guy. Like I wouldn't say on Cena's level like of the main guy, but he was the champion and was a big star for a few years that he was there. And they never treated him wrong or anything. So if he went to TNA, I'll be fine with that because I do miss him like being treated fairly and being used right.
Yeah, I agree. You know, if he left, I would like to see him go to TNA just because he was very good in TNA and they used him properly. And I guess I don't know if you guys heard this, but I guess he's recently become a father. So TNA's schedule.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Edge actually tweeted something about it. So like TNA's schedule would be a lot more family friendly for him. You know, to be with his child and his wife and stuff. But you know, he's always lost in the shuffle. I think in WWE, like he'll have a good run for 2 or 3 months, and then he'll get injured or he'll leave, and then he comes back randomly. And the last 2 times that he's left, he's been doing this one more match thing, and it's
starting to get lame.
Yeah.
Okay, the final question is, what's your thoughts on the WWE app?
Now that the WWE Network is on there, I'm a fan of it, but it was way too much. Okay, why would they tell someone how to download an app? If you have a phone that you can download apps and stuff with, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to know how to download an app. So that's just making like their fans seem like they're stupid and not know how to download an app. And I mean, I had the app whenever it first came out, and but I didn't really use it very often because the backstage thing was cool, but I mean, I never really watched it. I don't know if a lot of people really watch the backstage thing. And now that the WWE Network's on there, I really like it because like I'll watch Network at school or whatever, or whenever I'm just like bored, I'll just pull up the WWE app and get on the network on my phone.
I like the app. Feel like if you scroll through it through like SmackDown or Raw or something, they have like a lot of cool like backstage photos and stuff. I don't use it for during commercials. I never really use it for that unless there's a really good match going on or something like that. I think I did the one time that I watched it was when they did Bret Hart Appreciation Night, and I was coming home from a ball game and I watched it on my phone. I do watch it, the network too, on there, and if they have a poll,
I always do the polls. I forgot about that.
My thought, really quickly, is I don't like when Michael Cole had to rub in our freaking face. This is how you download a freaking app. You know, when it first got really popular, I hate when they did it. Now he's shoving down our throats is the WWE Network, but it's what it is. Okay, guys, thank you very much to come on board. I really appreciate it. And you want to say your Twitter names really quickly before we sign off?
Yeah, mine is at Jamin1998, JAMYN1998.
Mine is. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, go follow me. I'm trying to get as many followers as I can, and I do tweet a lot doing Raws and pay-per-views and Impacts, and I'm always retweeting pictures and stuff of just cool stuff.
My Twitter is @TheLucasStar. It's pretty simple. Star with 2 R's though, so some people might get confused with that. And yeah, I tweet usually during Raw. I try to tweet during Raw. Yeah, and I tweet the most stupidest random stuff in the world. So just look out for that. I don't know. I always make stupid tweets at divas trying to get their attention. So.
Angelina Love favorited one of my tweets just a minute ago.
And just to let you know, guys, if you didn't hear that they're the tweets, those tweets will be down there underneath this podcast in the folder or whatever. So thank you guys to come on board. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
So everyone have a great one, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. So have a good one, my YouTubers. You want to say goodbye, guys, on YouTube?
See you later.
Yep, see you later.
Okay, peace out, and all the champs out here, have a good one, my viewers. Deuces.